So we're on to a new work today. We're going to start a work by Lao Russell, who is the wife of Walter Russell. But this work by Lao Russell is God Will Work With You, but Not For You, a Living Philosophy. Today we're going to be getting through, hopefully, the introduction and the first chapter. The introduction actually written by her husband, Walter Russell, so I'm going to get right into it here. So again, this is God Will Work With You, but Not For You by Lao Russell. So, introduction by Walter Russell. To introduce one's own wife to the world naturally leads to the temptation of exaggeration. I feel myself immunized from that, however, by the impossibility of it. I, I feel that I can say, without prejudice and quite free from the fact of her relation to me, that hers is the greatest mentality I have ever known. That is saying much for me, for it has been my privilege to intimately know the greatest intellectuals of our time. My wife was born with the spirit of the crusader in her very first life's breath. It was her destiny to search from early childhood for the elusive secret which alone would free man from his belief in evil, which seemingly enslaved him. She likewise journeyed in far lands in her search for that secret which would awaken the light in man and thus release him from the chains of his dark. Neath the pyramids of Sahara's sands, tropics of the Indies, and in crowded cities of 4 continents, she searched, but she did not look outside of man for that which she sought. She looked only within him. She looked only into the light of his illumined soul. And it was there in his illumined soul she found the holy grail of her long search. For behold, all that she found there was good, naught but good. And again she journeyed far throughout the world to look into the soul of man to find that which he calls evil. But always and forever she found naught but good in the soul of man. Wondering much where evil could be found in him, she looked again into his senses, and behold, she found evil there, close wrapped in a black shroud of fear and greed that led men to deep chasms filled with phantom gold, which man could never even hold to count. So quickly did it disappear into its black shroud. Looking again more closely to find why the senses of man led him to do these many things, which he called evil, she saw within that black shroud a phantom named belief in evil, which his senses made into his own image to become that which he believes himself to be. While looking into the hearts of men and women who were fathers and mothers of a disunited, unhappy, fearing world, she was compelled to seek the cause of that disunity and dissolve world fear and unhappiness. Her cosmic illumining led her to envision the cause of world disunity and mankind's lack of knowledge of the meaning of love. Man is not bad, she said. He is not evil. There is no sin anywhere. There is naught but good. Man is still in his early dawn and does not yet know how to live or how to love. He does not yet know who he is or why he is here. Too few among men have yet awakened to their divinity. Therefore, while man is still so new, he must be forgiven, for as Jesus said, they know not what they do. Being God taught through her soul rather than through her senses, she knew the realities which the senses can never reach. Likewise, she was freed from the illusions of matter and motion, which so greatly deceive the senses that look upon transiency as real. That is why she looked out upon God's universe with eyes of inner vision to know the unseen, and with inner ears to hear that which is still enfolded within the silences. That is why she has always sought within herself for that which she wished to know and for guidance toward that destiny which was commanded of her to fulfill. This marvelous message, which she has been prepared to give to the world through much communion with God, her only teacher, is the consummation of the task God set for her. She hereby gives God's message to the world to void its dangerous tensions and reverse its downward plunge toward the oblivion for which it is unknowingly heading. My beloved wife is a messenger who bears new knowledge to mankind, much needed by him in this dire hour of twilight, which will either illumine him in a new dawn or engulf him in another long night. God has sent many messages of love to man by many messengers to uplift him into high pinnacles from which man has always fallen and will continue to fall until he listens with inner ears to these messages from soul of God to soul of man. God's silent voice forever speaks to all men, but few hear it. and the vast many know not what it means. The very few who do hear it and know its meaning bring messages of love to those who do not know its meaning to tell them what love means. Man has never known the meaning of these cosmic messages of love, for man, the father of the world family, is not of himself alone. It has been but a scant generation since he resistingly allowed the mother of the world family to come to the very edge of his portals in just one little corner of the world. All her life, my wife has known that the cause of all world disaster and disunity has been because the world family is without a mother. That which happens to one motherless home is happening to the whole world home. God made fathers and mothers to share equally in the building of their homes. Where man is master in his home, love and where man is master in his home, love and unity cannot abide therein. Until man knows God's law and shares equally with women in the management of the great world home, there will be the disunity of a warring world of fear unto the end of eternity. Civilization will forever fall as this one is now falling until the one whole world family is equally balanced by the qualities of both the father and the mother. Since her early childhood, my illumined Lao has held to that vision of the great world fault, and to the conviction that her destiny compelled her to arouse all thinking men and women to the necessity of uniting as one father-mother to bring love, romance, peace, and happiness to this unhappy, fearing world. The message contained herein is the first step toward that world transformation. The next step must be initiated by women who will be aided by the most liberal of intellectual men to bring a balanced civilization into being which will endure forever.